If you feel like saving is impossible because the cost of everything is super duper expensive, if you feel like every time you save something always comes up, this video is for you. If I was starting over with $0 saved, no emergency fund, nothing put to the side, this is how I would save my first $1,000. Welcome back to the Starting Over with Money series. This is the third episode where I have been taking you through how to start over with money. Sometimes life throws different curveballs our way and we can get so discouraged and so disappointed to the point where we avoid what is negatively impacting us, like our finances, instead of facing it head on. So in this video specifically, we are talking about saving money. Now, saving money is so important, and it's not just so that you can have money set aside for a rainy day. That's cool. Of course, that's important because we all know it's not if something is going to happen, it's when something is going to happen. And we don't want to put ourselves in a position where we don't have any money saved and something happens. And now here we are swiping that credit card, getting into debt. And then we're in this never ending cycle that stresses us out. Like, no, we have to position ourselves and prepare for the unexpected. But at the same time, we also need to save to enjoy life. I always say we don't just work just to pay bills. And I want to take it a little deeper. We don't just save for emergencies. So as you are listening to this video, I want you to start shifting your mindset around how you use money, because sometimes when people don't save money, the reason why they don't save is because all you do is you get the unction to spend and you spend. You do whatever you want to do with no intention and no plan. And saving, again, is not just for emergencies. It's also for you to enjoy life. But you got to start thinking more futuristically and start planning and preparing instead of just willy-nilly, oh, I wake up, I want to do this, kind of like spontaneous with your money. And there's nothing wrong with that. But as you are starting over from scratch, the best way to do it, the best way to be structured, organized, and disciplined is to have a plan associated with it. So let's hop into today's video. If you are new here, I am Kiani, the responsible homegirl. And on this channel, I am encouraging you to take radical responsibility of your money and your life. It is so easy to just let life happen to you, but I want you to know that you are the CEO of your life. Don't just sit here and wait for things to fall into your lap. Don't just settle for fate or this is just how my life is supposed to be. No, if you don't like something about your life, you have the power to change it. You have the power to do something about it. So make yourself at home, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are not already subscribed. And if you are a OG homegirl, welcome back to this video. And I pray that today's video is helpful for you. So let's get started. The first thing that I would do, hands down, is to accept that it is a sacrifice season. Now, if you watch any of my previous videos, I'm pretty sure you've heard me say, sometimes you got to cut back to come up. And sacrifice is, we have to get out of this mindset that making sacrifices is so hard. It might not be desirable, but it's not hard to make sacrifices when you know what you are working towards. So I can remember when I was facing eviction, and I tell this story all the time. I had a $7,000 refund check that I blew in 4 months. I was working 2 jobs, had absolutely nothing to show for it. And I was so embarrassed and so ashamed that I did not even want to pick up the phone and call my mom and ask for $889 to pay my rent. But I thank God for that moment, because without me experiencing that, there would be no responsible homegirl to this day. So as I was starting and beginning my personal finance journey, before I read a book, before I watched a YouTube video, the first thing that I did was went through my bank statements. I put out a blank sheet of paper and I'm like, where in the world did this money go? So as you are beginning to save, I need you to pull out your bank statements and I need you to start looking at where your money is going. And not just on, food and all that type of stuff. Yes, it's good to have that knowledge, but in this video specifically, I want you to look at the expenses, the things that are coming out of your account every single month. I'm talking subscriptions, I'm talking bills, I'm talking things that come out of your account like clockwork that you might not even use, that might not be necessary right now in the season. And as you enter into this sacrifice season, you gotta cut back some things. What isn't necessary? Let me tell you some stuff. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, all of these subscriptions that you might not use for real. And even if you do use them, do you need 20 of them? No. So there might be something else that I didn't call out that might not be necessary, that you might not use, that you need to get rid of for a season. And then as you are getting rid of them, you're not just getting rid of them just for the sake of getting rid of them. You're getting rid of them so you can commit that money to your savings. So say for instance, you pay $20 a month for Netflix, but one, you don't watch Netflix like that. Or two, if you do watch Netflix, you're cutting back for a season because you want to be in a different place financially. And $20 may not seem like a lot, but don't you know the average American does not have $1,000 saved for an emergency? But if you save $20 every single week for an entire year, you'll have over $1,000 saved. So sometimes we despise the small beginnings. And even me, in the beginning of my personal finance journey, I didn't want to do nothing small. I wanted to do the big, the grand. I wanted to save $500 a month, $1,000 a month. And it's like, no, you can't start there. Start with the small. And you really have to get in the habit of building the habit before you even start focusing on the amount of money that is attached to it. So let's go back to accepting that this is a sacrifice season. You are taking things away that are unnecessary, that you don't need right now. The eating out consistently, all of the subscriptions, the this, the that, whatever it is, you put a label on it as you are going through your bank statements. You are removing that and you are committing that money to your savings. So if it's a $20 subscription, that $20 is now committed to your savings. If it is something for $55 a month or even $5 a month, you are taking away that commitment and you are committing that to your savings, or you're taking away that bill and you're committing that to your savings. By the time that you go through this activity, I want you to already have in your mind, I'm going to have fewer subscriptions. I am going to be eating out less. I am going to be making less impulse purchases. You know, when you just on your phone bored and you're scrolling, I want to buy that, I want to buy this, or you just get paid, or you're out and about on a Saturday at TJ Maxx or Home Goods and you're just picking up stuff. No, in this season, we have to plan and prepare because we know that we are working towards something. And a sacrifice season is not forever. It is something temporary just to get you to where you want to be. And hopefully, as you are building and establishing these habits, they become a part of your lifestyle. Yes, there'll be a time where you could spend a little more and do a little extra. But just being honest with you, if you don't have $1,000 saved, all of the unnecessary spending, all of the extra, it needs to be cut out for a moment, because $1,000 in 2026 is already not a lot of money. So for you to not have $1,000 set to the side is a huge red flag. And I'm not saying this to judge you, but I do want you to shift your priorities and shift what you have been prioritizing so that you can get yourself together. Because again, it's not if something is going to happen, it's when something is going to happen. And are you going to be prepared for it? Or are you going to pick up the phone, call somebody to ask to borrow some money? Or are you going to swipe a credit card and then get in debt and be paying 25% interest? Come on now. These are the hard conversations that we have to have with ourselves in the beginning of 2026 so that we don't let a whole nother year go by and in December, our savings account looks ridiculous. It looks like it always looks. No money in it. So saving is not impossible, but we have to change up some things. We have to put some things in place so that we can actually be successful. And in my guide, the Secret Savings Club workbook, I break down how you can save over $1,000 in 6 months. I'm taking you through different lessons and activities to help you actually save your money. So if you want a guide, something that you can walk through, it is a digital download, so you will have to print it out yourself like how I printed mine out. But if you don't already have the habit of saving, I'm telling you, you are going to need a tool. You are going to need a system in place to help you reach your savings goal. If you knew what you was doing, you will have the money saved. No shade. I'm just telling you how it is. So if you're interested in my workbook that has helped women save so much money as a group, we have saved over $55,000. I want you to click the link in my description box, pick up this guide, and get started today. So now let's move on to number 2. We have already said that this is a sacrifice season. The second thing I want you to do is make a commitment to pay yourself first. Now, I know some of us have been raised to go to work so we can pay our bills and then have a little money saved. But the way that we talk about savings, we always put savings on the back burner. Savings is not something that we prioritize. And I'll never forget, I was reading this book called The Automatic Millionaire. And this is when I first got introduced to the concept of paying yourself first. And as I was reading it, I'm not going to lie to you, it was a little weird. I'm like, why in the world would I save money before I pay bills? And it's because we've been taught that we need to work to pay bills. And granted, yes, you do need to pay your bills, but you need to prioritize your savings. If you pay yourself first, if you save or invest or you put something to the side first, there will never be a time where your savings account is empty. Why? Because it is prioritized. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself before you pay bills. When I get paid, when I get money coming in, the first thing I'm doing is I'm paying my tithes. After that, I'm paying myself first. Then I'm paying bills and allocating where the rest of my money is going to go. I am not putting my savings on the back burner because I know how it is to get paid, pay your bills and say, oh, I'm going to save later, and then never do it. And if you're listening to me right now, you probably already know there's been a time where you paid your bills and say, oh, I'm going to save later, and you never save. You go out to eat, you go splurge, you go buy this, you go buy that, or you just let the money just chill in your checking account. And it's just there for whenever you get ready to spend. So hear me clearly. Do not put your savings on the back burner. I want you to make a commitment to pay yourself first. And I want to read you this short paragraph out of this book. Well, it's in my Secret Savings Workbook, but it came from this book that I read called Don't Worry, Make Money by Richard Carlson. And he says, from this moment on, make a commitment to yourself that you will ignore all thoughts of worry and pay yourself first. You will have enough for everything else. Let me say that again. You will have enough for everything else. Your bills, your life, to breathe. You will have enough for everything else. You'll be surprised, but somehow, regardless of your income, there will always be enough left to pay your bills. You'll make invisible, wise adjustments in your spending habits. You'll make new choices. In a short time, you'll get in the habit of paying yourself first, saving or investing something for you. And I love that he closed that paragraph with that, saying you'll make new choices. In a short time, you will get in the habit of paying yourself first, saving or investing something for you. How many times do we work so hard and we have nothing to show for ourselves the hard work, but some cute photos and some cute clothes in the closet? We have nothing to show for ourselves, and we're the ones who get up every single day and put our best foot forward and work. So we have to stop spending our money on stupid stuff. We have to stop putting our money on the back burner and then wondering why I have nothing to show for my hard work. So make a habit out of paying yourself first and know that you will have enough for everything else. And I don't care if it's as little as $10, $25, $50. It is not about the amount. We are building up the habit right now. And I promise, as you start seeing that savings account grow, you will want to save more money. You will want to see it grow. So pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Saving something will always be better than saving nothing. So we've talked about accepting that this is sacrifice season. We talked about paying yourself first. The third thing that I want you to do is open a high yield savings account. This is where I want you to put the money that you pay yourself first. This is where I want you to put the money that you recommit from those subscriptions and those other unnecessary spending. Like when you do the first activity of going through your bank statements, I want you to actually write down, I want you to have that number in mind and write it down on paper. So say for instance, you like, okay, I'm stopping $50 of unnecessary spending. Okay, you already know that $50 is going to that high yield savings account. Now, the second activity, pay yourself first. When you go through your budget and you say, okay, I'm going to save 10% of my income, 10% is going to that savings account. So we already have 2 buckets of money that should be saved on a consistent basis. A high yield savings account is different from a traditional savings account because they pay you more money for allowing your money to sit in the bank. Now, if you've ever had a traditional savings account, I'm pretty sure you've seen when they add like a penny or 2 pennies into that account. It's because that interest rate is so small. The interest rate might be 0.0025% or something like that. So they are paying you for allowing your money to sit in that savings account, but it's very little. Versus a high yield savings account, your interest rate could be 3%, 4%, 5%. It really just depends. So if I'm going to have my money sitting in an account, would you rather the 0.0025% or would you rather the 3%? Exactly. The 3%. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with a traditional savings account because I do believe they are important, but they just serve two different purposes. But if I'm going to have my emergency fund or large lump sums of money into an account, it needs to be in a high yield savings account. Another reason why I want you to put this money into a high yield savings account is because it helps you be more disciplined with your money. Sometimes we don't have an issue saving the money. Our issue comes in with touching what we saved. So I'm pretty sure there's been times where you've been in stores and I don't have this in my checking. Let me do a little quick transfer from my savings account. And then boom, you get the money instantly. With a high yield savings account, it doesn't work like that. If you want access to your money, it will take about 2 to 3 business days for the transfer to actually happen. So again, it's putting a boundary in place. It's helping you be more disciplined so you don't touch the money. So hands down, a high yield savings account is something that you need as you begin saving your money so you're not touching it, so that you can build discipline, and so it's out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. It's separate from your checking account. It's separate from the accounts that you use every single day to spend money, swipe that card. So I highly recommend a high yield savings account. The two that I have one with Ally, and then I have another one with Capital One. I'll put both of those in the description box. I think right now Ally is actually running a promotion where if you open up an account with them using my link, I'll receive money and you will receive $100 after you make 3 automatic deposits. And those 3 automatic deposits, it could be $20, it could be $50, it could be whatever. But you have to make 3 automatic deposits and then they'll deposit the $100 into that high yield savings account. All right, let's move on to number 4. Automate. The less you have to think about, the more likely something will get done. So remember, I told you I wanted you to commit something from that first activity. Like, okay, if I'm taking away $50 of unnecessary spending, I want you to go ahead and set up an automatic feature to take out $50 a month and put it into that account. And the good thing about Ally and Capital One, you can set up automatic deposits. So if you're committing to $50, go ahead and set that up. If you are committing to $100, go ahead and set that up. Set it and forget about it. So you will not miss what you don't see. If you know I get paid on the 1st and the 15th, go ahead and set it up to come out on the 1st, come out on the 15th. And then when you get paid, if you want to save more, like, okay, I want to save 10% of what I have. Okay, go ahead. You can manually do it or you can automatically set that up as well. But like I said, the less you have to think about, the more likely it will get done. I want to say in my last video, I talked about the importance of creating margin and how when you have margin and room to breathe in your finances, you are also creating margin mentally. You are freeing up capacity in your mind to think about other things, to do other things. And I know automating things like having your bills on autopay or having your savings on autopay, that can be a little scary because you don't want your account to be in overdraft or you don't want to not have access to the money. But I'm telling you, as you become a better planner and put things in place, you won't have to fear that. So go ahead, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your high yield savings account, and you will reach that goal of having $1,000 saved in no time. Why? Because you don't have to think about it. And when you don't have to think about it, you are creating less friction between yourself and the actual goal being accomplished. Getting $1,000 and beyond saved is not about being motivated or doing something special. It's all about consistency. So put that automation in place and let that money consistently add up over time. And the great thing about these high yield savings account and you're earning more money, it compounds. That compound interest helps you out. So compound interest is basically like your interest stacking up on top of each other. So you might start off with 150. Okay, you're getting
interest on $150. Okay, boom, you put $50 in there. Now you have $200. So you're earning interest on $200. $225. You're earning interest on $250. Like, it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. You remember that song from back in the day, racks on racks on racks? That's how I think about compound interest. Racks on racks on racks. It's stacking up on top of each other. So automate. Put it to the side. You can manually transfer over extra when you want to save extra, and just go ahead and release that money into your savings. There's no need in letting extra money sit in your checking account. Now, I'm not saying not have no money in your checking account, because you need money to have access to, but the money that doesn't really have a purpose, go ahead and save that. Release it, let it go. Get rid of that fear attached to money being someplace else where you don't quickly have access to it, and let it grow for you. Automation removes the emotion. Automation removes that feeling of hesitation and thinking about it twice. When you make your mind up on something and then you take too long, and then now your mind is like, oh, should I really do that? Or should I really? You start talking yourself out of what you've already committed to. So automate, automate, automate. All right, our last and final thing. I want you to get a visual savings challenge and get you an accountability partner. Now, I am big on this because in the beginning stages, you thrive best in community. You thrive best when, and not even just in the beginning stages, in life in general, when you have somebody that can hold you accountable, that can remind you of the things that you said you was going to do. And when you get tired or when you feel discouraged or disappointed, they can remind you of what you committed to. So let's start off with a visual savings challenge. A visual savings challenge is going to make things so fun. And like I told you in the beginning of this video, everything that I'm sharing is out of this workbook. And this is one of the old books that I had. But when you download this, you will have savings challenges that look like this, that you can color and highlight and check and mark to help you visually see this is the amount of money that I'm saving. And then the challenges, some months your goal is to save $250. Some months your goal is to save $500. Some months your goal is to save $100. But having a challenge is going to keep you engaged and put a fire up under you, and to show you that you are actually making progress. And even if you feel like you are getting stretched, you're getting stretched without being overwhelmed, because you can see, okay, this is possible if I save $10 here, then $20 here, then $100 here, like how I have it outlined in the savings workbook. The second thing, get an accountability partner, and not just anybody. All of us have the homegirl that we know is going to be real with us. We have that homegirl that we know is going to be unfiltered, that is not going to tell us what we want to hear, but what we need to hear. I want that homegirl to be your accountability partner, not the homegirl that's going to say, man, you've been saving, go ahead and treat yourself. Now, there is space for that, but I don't want you to make a habit out of just treating yourselves at the expense of your goals. So get you a homegirl that's going to be real with you, that is going to encourage you, that is going to push you until you reach your $1,000 saved. Now, I know if you have no money saved, saving your first $1,000 might seem like a stretch. But I can assure you, if you do the things that I have shared with you in this video, and you pick up this workbook that I take you through, and you actually read the lessons, do the activities, participate in the savings challenges, you will have over $1,000 saved before 2026 ends. Before I wrap up this video, I want to encourage you to stay consistent. Like I said earlier, saving your first $1,000 and beyond is not about saving, is not about having this big amount of money saved or just doing the big grand things. It's about being consistent. So even if you quote unquote fail, like you stop saving, you stop prioritizing, I don't want you to give up. I want you to always continue to put your foot on the gas, check back in with that accountability partner, and just continue to show up. I can remember when we ran the Secret Savings Club, I want to say it was 2 years ago, one of the participants, put a message in our group chat and was like, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling discouraged because I had X amount saved and I had to take that money out of my savings account because I think she said she had car trouble or something came up. And I had to send her a message back like, girl, no, it is okay. We are not saving money to hoard the money and hold on tight to it. No, we are putting it to the side so that it can serve us later. So don't feel bad if something comes up where you actually have to touch the money. That's the whole purpose of it. And then once you touch the money, okay, you continue your system. You continue putting in that work to grow it, to build it. But don't get down on yourself because you had to use the money. Name of the game is consistency. And consistency is not always linear. It doesn't always look like, okay, I'm sticking to this strict plan no matter what. No, if you fall down, get back up. So thank you so much for watching this video. I pray that it was helpful for you. If you are starting over with $0 and you want to build up your savings account, this is exactly what I would do. Rewatch this video if you need to, and make sure you download this Secret Savings Club workbook where I take you through different activities, challenges to help you save $1,000 and beyond. If you want to go a little deeper and you need more one-on-one personalized help with knowing how much to save and budgeting and getting your numbers all together by looking at your full financial picture, do not hesitate to book a money clarity session. I promise you, people come in and being so embarrassed, so ashamed, thinking like, oh, what am I going to do? And they leave with a sense of relief. They leave with clarity. They leave with a plan. So make sure you book that session if that is what you need. So thank you so much for watching. If it was helpful, make sure you share it with one of your homegirls. And I will see you in the next episode of Starting Over with Money. See you.